Nvidia's first gaming APU, or SoC, whatever you want to call it, is set to challenge the higher-end GPU market. This is huge. But before I get to that, we have AMD's RX 8000 GPUs, the Nvidia App is here, and say goodbye to Nvidia's RTX 4000. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, we're finally starting to get a closer look at AMD's next-gen RX 8000 GPUs, specifically their mobile lineup. As you can see right here, this is leaked by Golden Pig Upgrade, and it goes over the replacement for their Navi 31 line. And right off the bat, you'll notice that AMD is in fact replacing the 7900M. In fact, if this is right, the new GPU comes with 16 gigabytes of memory, which, as you'll notice, that's exactly what the 7900M comes with. You can see it right here, 16 gigabytes. So while AMD almost certainly won't be releasing high-end GPUs in their desktop lineup, they look to be releasing them on their mobile lineup. With that said, I wouldn't expect a giant upgrade in terms of performance because we would likely see AMD using more memory here. Maybe they're using faster memory, but the amount is obviously important as well. Either way, it also comes with 80 to 175 watt TDP with a 256-bit bus. Moving on, there's also a 12 gigabyte version that's apparently set to replace the 7800M. This also comes with 80 to 175 watt TDP with a 192-bit bus. Then we have what basically looks to be a replacement of the 7600M XT, or potentially in between that and the 7700M. This one comes with 8 gigabytes of memory, 128-bit memory bus, and 75 to 150 watt TDP. Then there is the 7600M replacement. This one we're looking at once again at 8 gigabytes, 128-bit bus, but is 50 to 130 watt TDP. Finally, they are apparently planning to refresh the Navi 33 GPUs, which could mean that this is more powerful than we think. I mean, you've got the fact that we're talking 16 gigabytes, but then if they have room for a Navi 33 refresh underneath it, it could be fairly powerful. Now, if you saw a little while back, I went to AMD's Tech Day event, and I've been to quite a few events over the years, so I've learned a thing or two about traveling with tech. For starters, it's a pain working on a laptop all hunched over, the keyboard sucks, and you might as well forget about the trackpad. Luckily, today's sponsor fixes all of that with the perfect kit of accessories. They're called ProtoArc, and this is the XKM01 case-up combo. In the carrying case, you'll find a laptop stand so you can get the perfect ergonomic sitting position, which means no more back or neck pain. It also has this foldable Bluetooth keyboard for better typing, and it's rated to last a whopping 50,000 folds. And lastly, it comes with an ultra-thin wireless mouse that lasts up to 6 months on a single charge from USB-C. And all of it perfectly fits in their awesome case. So the next time you're traveling, bring everything you need with the ProtoArc XKM01 by visiting the link in the description below. And next up for today, the Nvidia app is officially out of beta. For those who don't know, the app is meant to replace GeForce Experience as well as potentially Control Panel. Currently, it can change performance settings, display settings, as well as G-Sync, but there are still some features that it doesn't support that is in Control Panel. Luckily, Nvidia claims that they will continue to add settings from Control Panel to the Nvidia app over time. You can see right here that it says, future Nvidia app updates will introduce the remaining display settings from the Nvidia control panel, such as surround options, custom resolutions, and multi-monitor setup. For the time being, please use the Nvidia control panel to configure them. So at least for now, you are still going to have to use the Nvidia control panel, but it definitely sounds like over time, they're going to be adding most, if not all, of the features to this new app. And speaking of some of those features, as you can see, we're talking it has Nvidia Overlay that's been redesigned and enhanced. You can get drivers off of this. They also have bullet points now to call out what's new and what's fixed. You can change graphics settings. You can configure display. Like I said, enable G-Sync, enhance local and stream video. So basically, there is a lot to do here. And at least for the most part, from what I've seen, most people are liking it. But future Nvidia drivers, while it will come with it, it is going to be an option. So if you do prefer GeForce Experience, you can still use that, but it will likely completely replace it very soon. Next up, it looks like Nvidia is pretty much completely done with their RTX 4000 GPUs. As you can see right down here, this one originally comes from the Chinese Board Channels forum, and like what we've seen in the past, they do have quite a bit of sources within manufacturing when it comes to certain portions of these GPUs. Either way, it says, according to sources upstream, Nvidia has completely shut down the 8106 production line, with all its capacity reallocated to the RTX 50 series lines. Only a single 8107 line is temporarily retained. As a result, the RTX 40 series has entered its final quarter of clearance, with mid to high-end RTX 40 GPUs gradually halting production and supply. The transition is accelerating, and AIC brand partners will face decreasing availability in the market. Basically, Nvidia is done with their RTX 4000 GPUs minus the 8107, which is likely something like the RTX 4060, something like that, that'll likely sell for quite a while after the RTX 5000 series, but for the vast majority of their capacity allocation, they are moving it to their next-gen GPUs. And what this means is that if you're currently looking to purchase a new GPU, I would personally hold off just because it's very clear that the RTX 5000 series is coming and coming soon, at least if this report is correct. And I will say most leakers are claiming that it is set to come early. We're talking potentially even January of next year. Now, if you think Nvidia is going to be upping the price dramatically without actually upping performance enough, you may want to go ahead and purchase an RTX 40 GPU or wait until they release and then maybe purchase one used after that. Either way, they are definitely on the way. And lastly for today, I recently covered this story right here where it claimed Nvidia's ARM-based PC chips, call them CPUs or more accurately APUs, though APUs is AMD's branding. I guess you could just call them SoCs, but basically we're talking CPUs with integrated GPUs as well as likely an NPU. But either way, they are apparently set to come for consumers specifically in September of next year. Well, it looks like that isn't only correct, but we're actually getting some performance numbers for the integrated GPU, and man, is it impressive. This could be huge. As you can see right here, this one comes from Moore's Law is Dead, and he has two separate sources. This one is an Nvidia partner that first says that he can say firsthand that Nvidia is planning to launch an ARM-based APU to thin and light laptops within a couple years. Now, we're talking thin and light laptops, but give me just a second because this is really big. And you can see preliminary info is that it's targeting up to 80 watts, and Nvidia is at least partnering with Dell and under Alienware brand for it. Then the other source is, yes, Nvidia can confirm that we're working on a consumer APU, and I can also confirm that this is a very serious project, not some throwaway experiment or something. In fact, we're trying to rush this thing out by late 2025 or 2026 at the latest, since we want to beat AMD's Soundwave to market. You should expect us to heavily market it both for gaming, but then also for creators as a direct competitor to AMD's Halo APUs. Don't forget that these are those bad boys with 40 CUs in them, and this brings us to the leaked performance. According to Moore's Law is Dead, it says behind the scenes, Nvidia is comparing their new APU to an RTX 4070 laptop GPU running at 65 watts in gaming performance. Didn't I tell you this was huge? We are talking 4070 notebook GPU, but this is the APU, this is the whole thing combined, running at just 65 watts. Like I said, this is game changing. It is wild that AMD is releasing their Halo edition, but now it looks like Nvidia could be maybe even topping it or at least getting right at it. Don't forget, I believe it was Moore's Law is Dead as well, who claimed that the Halo edition was also set to compete with something like a 4070 laptop GPU. So this really could be a huge release and a much bigger deal than what we originally thought. So while that does it for today, are you as excited as I am about this upcoming APU from Nvidia? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out ProtoArch down in the description below. And as always, have a great day.